name is Colette Terrio, and today I'm going to persuade you to live a more sustainable and eco-friendly lifestyle. You can do this by buying and using more sustainable and eco-friendly products to incorporate into your daily lives. America the free or America the landfill? Did you know that our country is third in the world for producing the most trash? Now Smith with Verisk Maplecroft, a global risk analysis company, reported that the average American accumulates 1,704 pounds of trash per year. That's a whopping 239 million tons of garbage produced each year by Americans. Out of this 239 million tons, only 35% of it's recycled. That leaves a remaining ton of trash to end up in landfills, oceans, or incinerators, which ultimately contributes to carbon emissions and toxic pollutants that end up in our land, on our land, in our air, and in our water. So you ask, with a broken system, how can we contribute to change? I will urge you of the importance of why you should be using and purchasing sustainable and eco-friendly materials. I'm going to explain why just recycling isn't working, and how sustainable and eco-friendly living is a good solution, and how this lifestyle, and is this lifestyle really sustainable? So, have you ever really thought about how much trash you throw away daily, or even once a week or every month? And out of those items you throw away, are any of them renewable or are any of them recyclable? So let's talk a little bit more about recycling. Why is recycling just not enough? Recycling in the U.S. is simply just not working. For years, the U.S. has exported our recycled materials to China to be processed. However, 30% of those materials never end up being recycled due to contaminants from people not properly cleaning out the recycled containers that they put in recycling. And then ultimately things aren't sorted properly. So this ends up resulting in millions of tons of trash polluting the countryside and ending up in our oceans, and then it's just a continuous cycle. This eventually led to China putting an import ban on plastics into the country in order for them to be able to clean up their country. And so the U.S. had to think of alternative ways, and ultimately the problem got worse and persisted for us. With the trash piling up, America is being forced to process their own recycling and waste, but we don't have a proper domestic recycling infrastructure or regulations. Therefore, municipalities, sorry, I can say that word right, are left to decide when and how things are being recycled. This puts the U.S. behind, and frankly, we are unable to handle the trash piling up. While many other countries are implementing policies and programs to manage the waste and removal of plastics and recyclables, the U.S. is just not. Now, let's look at why sustainable and eco-friendly living is a good solution and why it's a step in the right direction. A simple concept can make a world of a difference. The definition of sustainability is simply to maintain. But how can we maintain our country if we continue to pollute it? In order for us to, as a country, to become more sustainable, we must choose to make wiser choices, starting with putting the environment first. We have to make an effort. Start with the things we do and use in our daily lives. For example, one of the major plastics that a lot of people use, even I use sometimes, are plastic water bottles. Start by purchasing yourself a reusable water bottle, or maybe use a glass jar that you already have and reuse it. Think about all the water bottles you've used or purchased in your lifetime that don't get recycled and they get put in the trash. and ultimately they end up in wasteville or end up being incinerated, and they're just contributing to our carbon emissions and ultimately global warming. Things as simple as bringing your own grocery bags or buying reusable grocery bags like a canvas bag or maybe a recycled plastic bag can make a difference and help. So let's discuss how being sustainable is maintainable. For many Americans, convenience is important, but I believe there's a misconception that being environmentally responsible or eco-friendly is an inconvenience. Here are a few solutions. First, buy reusable things like reusable shopping bags, reusable Ziploc bags, which you can get. When you go shopping, as a rule of thumb, if you can carry it, don't bag it. Carry a reusable water bottle, and if you're concerned about the quality of your water, purchase a filter for that bottle. When you're at restaurants, bring your own reusable straw or simply drink out of the cup. Also, a big thing is if you ever have the option to use paper versus plastic, always choose paper. Let's see. Now, all of these things can reduce the plastic footprint on the world. You just have to take a step. Just decide one day and make those small steps. Choose one thing over the other. Now I know I have discussed a lot about making alternative choices to plastic consumption. We must remember that we cannot prevent plastic from being consumed completely. Therefore, it is an important part of sustainability to support companies who promote and use recycled materials in their products. And remember always to recycle. Just because I'm pushing, sustainability and using things that, are reusable, we want to make sure to support those companies. It's important. And continue to recycle, but recycle responsibly. Make sure to educate yourself on your local recycling facilities. Not all facilities accept the same products, and make sure to sort your recycling accordingly and clean all your recycling from contaminants before recycling. You should clean out the containers. All right, and while it seems that the world has convinced many of us that plastic is okay because we can just recycle, that isn't the case. So please be responsible and do your part. Small changes do make a difference. Thank you.